All right, here we go. Starting with Wednesday here. This is 272.5, 3 sets of 5 on bench. I don't know. I think I covered this in the last video, but moving to 5s on bench, 270 for 6s was actually pretty tough. So these definitely felt good for 5s. The last set was hard. I remember this, that being the case. But for the other sets, it kind of felt weird stopping at 5 because I probably did have the 6th in me, and it's also I'm just so accustomed to the sets of 6 that stopping at 5 I actually still felt pretty fresh. Now, I do remember the last rep of this was a little bit difficult. Yeah, I see him slowing down there on the 4th. Yeah, that was a tough 5th. And then I was also didn't know quite where the rack pulls were going to go, what kind of jumps I was going to make, but I decided to make another 10-pound jump, and it paid off for me here. So this is 620 for 5, and definitely really happy that I was able to get 5 with a 10-pound gamble. Now I'm deadlifting again tomorrow, and that's Saturday. I'm planning on the 10-pound jump. I think I talked about this in the card talk, so hopefully that gamble, I don't know that it's a gamble, but hopefully that pays off for me as well, because deadlifts are getting hard too. Here's 375 for 20. This is, I felt pretty shitty this day, and it was, I think, because of the rack pulls. My hamstrings felt pretty beat up. My lower back felt pretty beat up, and squats were hard. Like warming up, I felt very, very weak, but luckily I was able to really just kill the set. Quite happy with how this went. Managed a great pace the whole time. And again, I know that I'll discuss this in the card talk later in the video, but I did consider throwing on some sleeves, and overall I decided not to. And my mindset going into it was, if I only get like 13 or something without sleeves, then I'll throw the sleeves on and get 20. I knew that I could still do that. That could potentially work. So that was the mindset going into it. That would have sucked. I don't want to repeat. If I don't get 20, I don't want to have to try again. I've never done that before, and I don't want to have to. But I knew that it would work as a backup plan. And now this is today, 226.5 for 3 sets of 5 overhead press. Actually, 2 sets of 5 and 1 set of 6 in the middle. Somehow I miscounted, which I rarely ever do. I have no idea how that ended up happening. I almost never miscount sets, but for some reason I did 6 here. I will say, and this isn't good, that the rack pulls are bending the bar a bit. I can feel it. I remember this set definitely feeling like the kind of curl in the bar, making the bar kind of roll away from me. I don't know if that makes sense. Have you ever done anything with a bent bar? You can feel when the bend is pulling the bar away from you. So you have to make sure that the bend of the bar is like perfect. So my bar is only slightly bent. It's really not that big of a deal. I should be getting a new bar for presses at some point in the future. I should make that investment. I don't live too far from a Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't know if anybody that's bought bars that might see this video has ever bought a bar from Dick's Sporting Goods, but I'm honestly kind of considering it because I know that that's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than whatever I can find online. I just don't know if the quality will be there. But yeah, if you ever mess around with a bent bar, you'll know. You've got to make it move the right way, or you got to position it in the right way so that the curve is, you're not feeling the weight of the bar be off. Pull-ups, cycle's over. I only got like 4 shitty reps there, so gonna start anew with those. All right, very brief post-workout car talk before I go to work here momentarily. Well, go back home and then go to work. I was quite unhappy with the car talk the other day. I feel like I was just all over the place. So I want to quickly clarify some things and be a bit more straightforward here, because it's still the beginning of the day and I'm not drained from a long day of driving and working to make my thoughts as clear as possible. So we'll start with squat. Yesterday, and so this is Friday. This should probably be uploaded by tonight. So yesterday, Thursday, I did 375 for 20, and now I have the only back-to-back days off in a 7-day stretch, which is today. I just did overhead press, and tomorrow where I will deadlift. So it's kind of nice to have that gap in between cardio squat sessions. So Sunday is going to be 380. And at this point, really, I haven't made up my mind on when I want to introduce the knee sleeves. I was open to the idea of introducing them yesterday, especially because squatting actually felt quite shitty yesterday. And I think it was because the rack pulls, I'm still making big jumps, 10-pound jumps. And I think that actually, for the first time, really took a lot out of me. Because I just felt weak. I struggling would be an overstatement, but like I struggled with my pause that I do with 315 before I start. I'll do 1 rep pause, and then I'll do a couple like touch and go squat reps, and I struggled with the pause a little bit. Like just sitting at the bottom of the squat felt uncomfortable. It was mostly in my hamstrings and lower back. My hamstrings felt shot, and my lower back still felt shot. So hopefully that doesn't happen again on Sunday. I mean, I'm always like 2 of my 3 squat days are coming after heavy pulls. So hopefully this doesn't happen again on Sunday. It didn't happen last Sunday, so fingers crossed. I mean, I still got the set done. I felt quite shitty doing it. So I gotta make a long story short here. Open to introducing knee sleeves any session now. Not married to a number, and I still want to hold it off for as long as possible. So to be quite honest, there is a world where I don't introduce the knee sleeves literally until I attempt 405 for 20. Hopefully that happens. I mean, shit, if it like really goes well and the stars fucking align, maybe I just don't introduce the sleeves at all, and I do 405 for 20 without sleeves. That would be pretty cool. I'd be very happy with that. So definitely open to that, but I'm also open to literally introducing them on Sunday for the last 1, 2, 3, the last 5 squat sessions, and that counts 405. I believe we're exactly halfway through, so in the home stretch here for squats. All right, I gotta pick this up. I'm about to be back home. Pressing, I said the other day that I was open to the idea, and at that point was quite liking the idea of just closing everything out together, keeping the training nice and structured and everything on the same page, so that way a new cycle is a literal new training cycle, no like really specialization. I to be honest, don't think that that's the best idea. I think that unless you're prepping for a meet or something along those lines where you just want to absolutely peak your strength and test everything and then restart, that is probably not the best way to train, because it's gonna the general fatigue that you're accumulating from the heavy weights is going to stunt the progress. So like you'll get good at all 4 lifts at once, but if you were just focused on pushing one of those lifts, you'd get better results. If you're just focused on 2 of those lifts, get better results. So the more shit you add, the more difficult it's going to be to progress and hit bigger, better numbers. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to keep the presses going. because I don't think I'm anywhere close to the total peak for those. I mean, overhead press is getting quite difficult. Today wasn't easy at all. I mean, I got extra reps on one set, so I don't know that I can actually say that, but overhead press is definitely closer to being peak than bench. Bench, I just started fives. I just started fives on Wednesday. So I think that bench, I can definitely really string out and slowly progress more and more, because I do have more, tricks up my sleeve to progress on the bench. I only just now dropped the fives, then I can drop to 1.5 pound jumps, then I can drop the fours, and then I can drop to threes, and then I can do less sets of three, whatever the hell I want to do. So that's really, there's a lot of potential for that on bench. If I even want to go that long, and if I'm really happy with my progress in fives, yeah, I might just retest and restart. And the same goes for overhead press for that matter. I mean, I did drop the amount of weight I'm jumping. I think I can probably draw out the 1.5 pound jumps for sets of 5 for a while before I'm forced to drop to fours and threes if that's what I want to do. So those still have a good few weeks, if not at least a month left of progressing before I really feel like I've milked the cycle for all that I could with those. The other thing is pull-ups. I hardly even talk about. Those are done after today. Like, I didn't even get the last set of 5. Those were really rough. I'm just going to have some fun with them for the next couple sessions, hit some PRs in weight, reps, whatever the hell I want to do, and then I'll start those over, probably with a different grip. I'm either going to use like the true chin up, like the true supine grip, or I'm going to use like the semi-supine grip that I can get with my football bar. So don't know which grip I want to use, but yeah, those I probably started a little bit higher in weight than I should have, and I've definitely maxed my progress. Deadlift, I'm still think I'm gonna wrap up within the 2 weeks. I think I'm gonna go for, tomorrow's a big deadlift day. I'm gonna go for 555 for 5. And then I'll see what I want to do. I think I might just go 570, try to get that for 405. 4 or 5. Geez, man, 405 reps with 570. Nobody's done that on anything before. Yeah, I'm going to close out deadlift around the same time that I'm closing out squat. I'm still going to take a couple weeks after and hit some rep PRs. I want to go for a true 1 rep max on deadlift, and that's obviously going to get done 3 weeks from now at best. And then I want to try to get 600 for at least 2 reps, if not 3 or 4. So then, yeah, we'll see where that's at. I don't know what I'm going to do with rack pulls at that point. And then squats after 405 for 20, which is going to get done the week after next. Less than 2 weeks now. I think it's like 10 days or something until 405 for 20. Then I'm going to restart with 5s, and I'm going to make some big fucking jumps. And I'm going to, I'll probably touch on that in another video. I'm not married to anything, but I'm going to start around 455 for sets of 5. And I'm going to make some, like, not talking like 10 pound jumps. I'm thinking maybe like 7.5 pound jumps or something like that. And just kind of speed running a quick squat peak because I am kind of anxious to test out the squat and really get like truly fully updated numbers to know where my strength's at. But yeah, that's that.